Welcome to Real Judaism with Rabbi Klapper. Unfiltered wisdom for Jewish life.
Perek Aleph. Be'er klal choivas ha'adam ba'olamo. Try to clarify, in general, what is a person's purpose in life? What do I have to accomplish in life? Yesoid ha'chasidus v'shoresh ha'avoda t'mima. What is the foundation of Chasidus? Chasidus is not a reference to what we call nowadays Chasidus. Chasidus is a reference to a high level of avodas Hashem. A higher level than being a tzaddik is being a chassid. It means going lifnim mishur sadim. So the foundation of that, if you envision, like, let's say, a building. So the building can have 25 stories. It could be a tremendous building. So you look at yourself, where am I on the building, right? I'm building myself up, trying to get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. But you have to realize that in order to build higher, the foundation has to be strong. If you're building a one-story house with no basement, okay, it might not be the strongest structure, but it should be okay. Not. If you want to start building higher and higher and higher, the foundations have to be deeper and deeper and deeper. So in a certain way, person can want to grow in his avodas Hashem, but if you really don't have the strong foundations deeper and deeper, you're not going to be able to grow higher. And the person who does, a building can very easily collapse. So it's not necessarily, how high you go, more as the deeper that you go. So what is the depth that a person needs to get to in order to build himself to be higher? V'shoresh ha'avoda t'mima, on the root of a pure avodas Hashem. Right? He mentions over here two things, Yesod and Shoresh. Yesod is a foundation, and the Shoresh is a root. What's the difference? A Yesod is usually used for a building, and the Shoresh is used for a tree. So obviously, both of them can grow very, very high, but they're two completely different things. A Yesod is very solid, but it can't grow anymore. It doesn't grow anymore. And the Shoresh is not necessarily as solid, but it can grow even deeper and deeper. It can get more solid as it goes. If you have these tremendous, tremendous trees, if they don't have a very good shoresh, they're just going to fall over. But they can grow deeper. So you need both aspects. We need the solidness of the yesod and the shoresh that it can continue to grow. So what is that? What is the yesod? What is the shoresh? Who? She's barer v'itamet etzel adam ma chovaso b'olamom. The person has to have clarity, and not just clarity. He needs to make it true to himself. Clarity is in your head, and emes is in your heart. I have to be clear. This is correct, but even that clarity only takes you so far. And a person can know and have clarity about his life that is, I'm going in a certain direction. I know that this is right. But yitamet means now I need to make it lamaisa. I need to make it real. I need to live it. And that is an extra step. To live based on your ideals is a much, much bigger step. So a person needs to first clarify intellectually and then take it to heart. He has to understand, what do I have to do in my life? Where am I supposed to be putting my she'ifas, my main goal? Where should I be focusing all my work, all the days of my life? So a person needs to take time to think about this. You need to think about, every person needs to think about, what is my purpose in life? What am I doing? I'm spending so much time working in this world. Am I working for things that are important? Am I working for things that are not important? What am I doing? We say in the Siyum, Anu amelim v'hem amelim. It's so easy to be a person who's omeal below mekabel schar. Person can work and work and work, and he thinks that he's being successful, but he turns around at the end of the day, what's he left with? There's so many people every day that pass away. And what do they have to show for their lives? People spend their lives running after money all day and every day, so it's very sad, because at the end of their life, they really don't have very much to show for it. Whereas anu amelim mikabim schar, we are working towards a real goal that we're going to have at the end of our lives, something that's really meaningful, something that we're going to take with us into the next world. But if a person doesn't spend the time to think about what that is before he does it, then they very easily can be on the wrong path. And even if he's on the right path, but he's not going to be spending the time the way he should be. A boy came to me last week, and he asked me, he's having a little bit of trouble with his parents. His parents want him to work. Parents wouldn't mind if he went to the army. And he has some good chavrusas, even during Ben Asdarim. And he wants to know, should he give up his chavrusas to work at that time where he has chavrusas? And told me that this is the best time these are the best chavrusas that he has. These are the best chavrusas that he has, but that's the same time as the work. And plus, really, his parents owe money, but they say for the yeshiva that he went to, and they're now putting that on him, then he needs to pay for it. He needs to make money to pay for this past yeshiva that he was in. And what's he supposed to do? Should he go take this job in order to placate his parents and to pay the yeshiva that they owe money to? So I spoke to him a little bit, and obviously the answer to this question is going to be very personal. Every single guy you have to work out exactly what his exact matziv is, what the situation is, in order to give a proper hadracha for such a question. But I said to him like this. I said, let me ask you a question. Said, the yeshiva, if you were telling the yeshiva that right now I can't pay because I'm sitting and learning in a different yeshiva, so would they tell you, no, leave the yeshiva, go to work so you could pay us back? It seems a little bit backwards, right? It seems like, right, the yeshiva, the purpose of the yeshiva is to grow in our avodas Hashem. This boy is still growing in his avodas Hashem, not running away from the chof. He's not running away from what he owes. But do I have to pay right now? Do I have to leave yeshiva right now in order to go pay? It kind of defeats the purpose of the whole yeshiva. The whole point he went to the first yeshiva was to grow, right? To put our focus on our avodas Hashem and on our ruchnius. And Dafka, that yeshiva is going to go tell him, no, to pay us, you should go to work. He's not running away. There's Hashem, he will pay over time. But it seems a little bit backwards to get instruction like that. And let's look at the other aspect. His parents want him to go to work. Why? Because they want him to do something with life. They want him to make money. So I said to him, listen, your parents would be happy if you went to the army? So they said, yes. But if you go to the army, you're not going to be able to work. You're not going to really be making very much money. So are they okay with that? That you're not going to make money? If it's so important to them for you to make money, so if you go to the army, you're not going to make any money. They're still okay with that? So he said, yeah. So I said, so that means that the army is more important to them than making money. So the learning is not important than that, more important than that. Learning is not more important than making money. Of course it is. Of course the learning is more important learning is more important than making money. Learning is more important than going to the army. We have to get our priorities straight. We have to see, what am I doing over here? Not just that the Talmud Torah itself is so valuable. It's more valuable than anything else in the world. Not just that. That would be enough, really. But even more than that is that a person in that age, in that 18, 19, 20, 21 age, when a person is developing who they are as a person, that's the most important time of their life. That's going to be their foundations, their shorish for the rest of their life. It's more important to develop yourself than to make money. I'd rather develop myself than develop my bank account. At the end of the day, at the end of our lives, what's going to make a difference? Not just at the end of our lives, throughout your life, what's going to make a difference? What's really going to make a difference is who you are and how you build yourself as a person, as an Eved Hashem. This is the most crucial time to do that. So yes, I need to make money. But this, to sacrifice yourself, your essence, who you are and who you potentially could be for the sake of money is silly. It's a silly thing to do. Like Masili Sharma says, the Yisoid Achasidas V'Shorish Avodat, the foundations, the root of all of our all of our ruchnius is to first clarify who we are. What are we doing? That's what we have to do. More than anything else is to solidify and really bring to heart that we have a real purpose in life. And that purpose in life is going to guide us with everything that we do, everything that all of our hashkafos and everything how we act on our hashkafos. That needs to be solid. That the more solid it is, the deeper it is, the bigger the building. Somebody who doesn't know what it means to build a building looks and he sees that when you're starting to build, you just dug a big hole. They're going to come to say to you, I thought you're building higher. Looks like you're going even lower. What are you doing? It doesn't make any sense what you're doing. Such a person obviously doesn't know what it means to build, because you can't build high without putting in a deep foundation. It's not possible. You're just going to fall over. And that's what we have to do. And that time of life is when you're young and you have time to develop your mind and to develop your she'ifas, to develop your goals in life. It's when a person is at that point in life where they can really do this properly. Now, it doesn't mean that a person that's older can't do it. It's just much harder. Much, much harder when you're older to do something like this. A person has a lot more responsibilities, has a lot more things, and also the mind isn't as malleable. It's much more rigid. People are already set in their ways. So to turn over their whole life, like Rabbi Akiva did at the age of 40, is an incredibly difficult avodah, which is why the best time to do this is right at around that time, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, when a person's mind is first opening up. They're older than the tipeshesrei, than the teenage years, when they're not fully, their mental capacity is not full, but yet they haven't reached the point in adulthood where they're so rigid that they can't change. That's the time. Think about it. What is my purpose in life? And if you don't know, ask. Talk to people. Talk to Rabbanim. Get ideas. Think about it. Bez Hashem, this is the first step to a true avodas Hashem. Go ahead.
Thank you for joining Real Judaism, where we explore Torah's wisdom for real life. Created by J Foundations and produced by Eli Podcast Productions. Find more episodes at realjudaism.org and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.